Oh,
All right. So the question that was asked was, Hans, I am up 6K, 6.3, and I'm trying to finish my challenge. I'm trying to get to the finish line. I'm trying to be up for the week. What do I do from here? This is like a timeout. We need to really go back over the playbook because we don't want to overdo it. We don't want to let the offense overtake our defense. We don't want to let the other side catch up, and so we lose the game. We want to do this right so we can finish the game, correct?
yes. Mhm.
This is an incredible question that Christine has asked me in, just now, and I wanted to make sure I answer everyone that's listening because I lost on April 1st. I lost some of my money on April 1st because I failed to have that conversation with myself. I I walked into April very confident because I had literally one of the best months ever in my trading. I went a full month not losing a single day, right? So when I was actually looking at the loss, and I know I've been here before, and I'm like, what really was the problem here? Like, I know that, sure, gold, I saw the setup, I thought it was going to go, but it lost volume and it actually found my stop loss. Sure, I lost the trade, but here's the problem. I was already up so much that I forgot to tone down the lot size. So that way, even if there is a loss, I don't lose so much of my lead. I lost the lead. But because I know myself so well and I know my setups are very dependable and effective, it it was normal to me, but still very amazingly like surreal that I was able to recover again the next day and the next day, and I made 60 something percent to put me above the lead again. But now that I'm in the lead, and now that you guys are listening to this, and Christine had asked this question, which I appreciate, yes, you have to lower the risk or lot size even on your best setups just so you could stay in the lead. I have made this mistake more time than I can imagine. You're in the lead, you're nervous, you don't want to mess it up, and you want to finish. Like you really want to finish in like a really nice, sexy way. But really, it's the unsexy that you're gonna have to put on that dress and finish. And you're gonna have to know which setup that is. All right. Because how many of you guys have been to that point where you're so close from passing, you're so close from getting the payout, then you blow it. And now when you're trying to figure out what happened, it's just not, it's just frustration and like you can't think you can't think straight. How many of you guys have been through that?
Been there once.
Me.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna win the challenge at 3,000, and then the price stepped at 2,800, and I was like, okay, only 200 to add. By the time I know, it just reversed there.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I was,
Um,
Which vanity?
whose
No,
birthday?
hold on,
Christine,
because he
it's your
thinks he's
birthday?
got the sizes wrong.
Yes.
So
Yes,
first
yes,
of all,
yes.
I need a deposit off him, okay, which I've told him about, and he's ringing.
Wait, I don't think that was meant for us. All right. So that's Christine, it's your birthday today?
yes, it
Oh
is.
my goodness. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha
Happy
cha.
birthday to you, wise lady Christine. Happy birthday to you.
Two.
Hey,
Y'all got me smiling so big.
Are you 10? Are you 40?
I am 32.
woo, 93 baby, where are you?
Yes.
Yeah. May God prosperously continue to add more to your garden and so that you can continue to flower beautifully, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I say garden because sometimes you have to be uprooted and replanted and still stay planted to God's everlasting love, which will
Amen.
always water you and grow. All right. Um,
All the best also for me.
Thank you so much.
Hans, you are well.
And enjoy your day.
yeah,
Thank you.
for
You
sure.
have powerful mind. I'm sorry, I must interrupt you. You are. I don't know what to say. Same.
Just say
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, you guys are some special people, man. Like
Yes.
we found each other, and it's like I couldn't piece this up. You feel me? Like I could never pick y'all. Y'all picked me. We picked each other. And we just stayed there. We know what works for us.
We found each other in the elevator.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, but I'm telling you, it was by design. Like you can see that the subscription is love, right? We all sticking with one another here because we see what environment is helping us. You know, I stay coming back to the webinars, so clearly, yeah.
Yes.
You love us. All right. Now, back to the serious conversation. It's not an over leveraging problem. It's which setup is going to help us finish. I've messed up many times enough to be able to bring and tell y'all, look, to finish strong, you have to like downsize, just like I saw the jour complained. And it has to be like a setup that can get the job done. Okay. Now, when you are up 6,300, you really need about a good $400 to $600 of risk to just take the next four, three trades or that one setup and you add the positions and you multiply maybe the 600 times three to see if you can get the job done. At least that takes away the fear of, damn it, I lost. It's a calculated risk. And if you do lose, you're not going to go back to square one. Okay.
Yes. How do you know if it's a good setup? Like, what are we looking for?
Repetition.
Gotcha.
And it's not just, you know what the Fibonacci does for you guys? Sometimes it's a hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you will ask that question like Alice would ask that question.
But
Yeah,
how do you know, coach?
right. How do you know? But have y'all heard me say that I'm not sure if today is a previous day retest?
No.
Never. I've drowned that question out with constant repetition and non-hesitant execution. I see it, I get in, and I'm like, this is why I'm like, I see it, I get in, the stop loss is above, and I will take the trade and I will hold it for blah blah blah. There's no space of, but what if shut up? You will do this, you will do that, you will do that, you will do that. But what if I'm scared to take the no, shut up? You will calculate the risk that makes you the most comfortable. Any more questions, Hans? No. All right then. I see you at 9 a.m., brother. That's where you need to get to. Okay? I done taught you guys many times these setups. Sometimes you choose to like, oh yeah, that works for him, but not me. And I have my system. I don't want to change my identity. It's okay to merge into something that works. Okay? And that is simple. I will pull up, guys. Sometimes I even pull up late and I shouldn't. But I see, boom, bop, bam, type of stuff that I really do understand. What? Retesting London. That is a trade to take. So many times I've lost, I had to say, bruh, how we gonna come back from this, fam? Like, it's over this time. And I have to tell that voice, shut up. No, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about. We gonna get back and we gonna make it. That's what separates the um discouraged versus the relentless. And not just fake hope. No, you really have a plan because the plan worked before. Okay? That's how powerful it is to know your recovery, your comeback trade psychology setups. Okay, guys? So
Yes.
to further prove the solution that you're asking for, let's run the numbers. You have $6,000 in a buffer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that's really what we need, not just the filler pep talk. Plan. The plan is this. For example, today. Today is not a good day where you should like try and finish all together unless the setup is clear.
Okay.
Today is NFP. Your heart already palpitating from the fact that we just said that. Yeah, you gotta temperature check it. Only time y'all should, and mind the words. Only time y'all should crash out. Only time y'all should over leverage is when you know the setup very well. Okay? And you gotta be a boss about it. If you're not seeing that setup in front of you, don't chance it because the mind self-sabotages in unfamiliar territory. So um a break and retest of the previous day, for example. Let's say Monday you pull up, which is why like today I'm not even really feeling like trading too much. It's because I know I'm finishing and closing out very well. And it's another skill too. Learning to slow down and like controlling the pace of the game. Oh boy.
What was
Twan,
that?
Twan, thank you for breaking down the CME question because I was not active.
Oh,
And Jaquel's here. Oh yeah. Happy Independence Day to Senegal. I still can't wait to see this in person, this statue. Yo, that statue is so dope. So dope.
Oh, Anton was the one who were answering to me.
That was Antoine, yes. Antoine responded to you. And this question I could not answer. I'm not in futures, Alice. So I'm glad somebody who's in futures answered you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you,
Um,
Anton.
yeah. Now back to the subject matter. If on Monday, for example, price is failing to break below this point or something, and then
I'm not seeing your screen.
nah, oh my gosh, you're right, you're right. Oh my goodness.
yeah, I was about to tell you, Hans, but
I'm just
Alice
getting
beat
old,
me.
guys. I'm sure you can see it. I'm getting kind of old. I ain't take my pills this morning.
We can say it, bro.
Go make some tea real quick.
Ginkgo biloba.
Oh man. Pray for me, guys.
Yeah, we're praying. We're praying for you.
Okay. So back to being serious. A lot of you guys came to this webinar to hear what I'm about to say. You got to become a better strategist. Stop over leveraging on dumb setups that you don't know. The risk is too great, right? If I'm going to make a 3K day, guys, trust me, I've been thinking about it since the shower. Why? I'm like, yo, if I see the market actually retesting 930's market open by 12:30 p.m., I'm going to put my stop loss above the beginning of the session and we're going to hold for like 2 hours. And by that time, we're going to get on average the 100 to 200 points that US 30 can give. So if I know that this is a very high quality setup and I could at least make $2,000 with 200 points, what risk will I use to make $2,000 with 200 points, guys? Question is asked. I want to hear the answer. We're not talking about no pairs right now, okay? Please, let's focus on this strategy. This is where y'all need to get good at. Y'all done seen the charts like 10,000 times. I'm teaching you guys championship ring strategies right now. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Answer me the question. 26 people here. If you need to make $2,000 with 200 pips, how much you going to lose? I mean, how much you going to use?
200.
Hmm?
200.
Can you repeat the question?
$1 lot.
See? That's why I'm asking that question like I am. What's 200 divided by 2? What's 2,000 divided by 200?
And
10.
100. 10.
10. You need to scale up to $10. So by the time 200 points is running in your favor, you're making $2,000. Hmm.
but you know, for us future traders, it's a little different.
Yes, but it's the same concept.
Yeah, yeah.
Now speak it in the futures language for me, Miss Quells.
Oh hell.
I got your ass. Come on now. Help the people. What contract size or will y'all use to make $2,000 with a 200 tick setup? Come on, my people.
Honestly, you can use just one contract.
How much
If
is one contract
Yeah,
worth?
one
50
contract on
bucks?
Nas.
if you're
Okay.
using if you're on MYM, which is the mini US 30, then it's $5 per tick. So you would use two contracts to get $10 per tick. If you're on NASDAQ if you're on NQ, that's $20 per tick. You do not want to use that. So if you go to MNQ, it's $2 per tick. So you use 2, 4, 6, 8. So you use 5 contracts to get $10 per tick.
Okay, well there you go.
The
So
200, is it the stop loss point or the amount you want to risk?
nope. Is the amount of points that the market will give. That was
Okay.
a good question. But we're focusing on the setup and how much points it can run so you can make enough money by the time it runs that many points.
Okay, so the reward is 200
Yes.
points. Okay. I thought it was the risk.
Not this time. I know I usually go about it with the risk, but this time I want to talk about the reward. I want to reach the reward center of your mind, guys.
We just talking about that future.
Yes, for
Yeah.
one contract.
For one
With
contract. Okay, Tom. Thank you, bro. Don't overthink it, Alice.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Because mini it go faster.
Okay, good. Yeah, I
It's a
know you
quick,
like
it's a
the
quick.
faster. Yeah. So, um, this is how you start to think it. You're like, all right, okay, I'm in the lead. This is the first part, the reward. This time I'm thinking the reward, right? But if you were to use a whichever contract you guys said, and your stop loss had to be 75 points above the previous day's highs, what is the potential risk then?
Gonna be 400, like 500.
Okay.
minimum. Because with the mini, it's
Very
even
interesting.
10
Mhm.
points. It's a lot.
Okay. Anybody else? I heard another voice in the background. Is that accurate? Everybody's agreeing with what she said?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
the very small stop loss you could take, the very small. It's two minimum $250
How
because
does very small make y'all feel? Do y'all feel like that's a little too tight? Do you feel
it's too
clustered?
tight.
Okay.
250. You can take 100. 100. If you want to take 100, you gotta go to micro. Micro, you can have even $860.
Okay.
But with mini, it's impossible.
Ah, okay. So that's unrealistic. It's a little too tight, and it makes y'all not have room to
Yeah, you don't have a
space
room.
to think, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Good,
He's right.
good.
Yeah, that's why, Hans, I'll be telling you, I'm trying to look for the good sniper entry because as soon as they pull back, that's too much.
Yes.
When
Hmm.
it comes to futures,
Right, right. Okay,
much.
okay. Um, SB, what were you about to say?
No, I was just agreeing with Allison. I'd say like with the micros, it allows you way more flexibility with your risk. Because you up a contract that could easily be 100 more on top of your risk. It's too spaced out with the minis. But the micros, you have way more flexibility.
All right, cool. Christine, what have you been trading? Micros? No.
Yes, I
Okay.
trade micro. Well, I trade the mini, not the micro. So,
Okay.
but yeah, he's right.
Cool.
What's the
Because
symbol, Sebastian? What's the symbol for YM for the micro? Because the mini is MYM.
Yeah, just throw an M in front of whatever ticker.
Yes. If you use the
oh,
Oh,
mini,
okay.
so then yeah, I do trade the micros.
yes,
Okay.
the chance with mini is that if your setup is good, within 3 minutes, you can get your
Yeah.
TP. You don't even need all the setup to play. Within 3 minutes, you can have 1,000, even 1 minute.
Oh,
So,
Oh my.
Oh
so
my
it's
God.
risky.
It is risky. You got to know that setup. It got to be that one setup. It can't be the one or the two. It's just the one. Okay, so I'm glad we're having this conversation on a Friday because it lets me know that this is more important than going over charts here, right, guys?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
who else do y'all be having to even like talk it out? Everybody's focusing on telling you what to do and scolding you for making wrong mistakes. It's what you should have done. But when we're talking about things like that, it really helps because again, I have gotten good at doing it myself, but no one really broke that shit down for real, right? I hear scaling up, scaling in, and I'm like, how do you do that and when? Then I started realizing the missing pieces. Nothing works if you don't know your setup to know, okay, from here, I will start adding from the highest position and then a 5 4 3 instead of if you know like instead of putting maybe 2 10 positions here or 2 contracts here with forex, like you can scale it down. So if let's say I needed to use $10, I might start with 6 3 2 1, and then it starts to dwindle down and I'm like, yeah, I got $10 running on this thing. Did that
And
make
guys,
sense?
I put the link to the contract sizes just for everybody so we
Oh,
can all see
perfect. Thank
on
you.
the CME website.
Thank you. All right. So this is your world and I'm trying to understand it, right, guys? And so boom, $5. Let's say $5. You get into that micro mini and you know that this setup, if price retests the previous day, no problem, Tank. Have a great day. If price is retesting the previous day and y'all got $5 running, by the time this joint goes 200 points, which it probably will give that at least in 45 minutes to an hour, then sit tight. But let's say, you know, you're already up 6K, like in the case of Christine. These are the setups you're looking for to finish. Okay.
Yes.
That would be on ES.
Yes. 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 Oh,
Yeah,
what?
go back to the website. You were on ES, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
there's
have to do that.
MES.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's for broke people like myself.
Oh shit. All right.
Don't say that. So yeah, go to MYM Hans and you'll see
I'm
it's
afraid to go down.
no, you just passed it. You just passed it. Look in the second row.
Yeah, I see
You'll
it.
see MYM, and then it's
Is there a YN by any chance?
no, I'm done.
About to trade
Mine
me.
is crazy.
Hey.
E E mini S&P 500 go down. Down, 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 down. Right there. Right there. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So that's $12.50 per tick times 4. That's $50. Every time a point moves up 1 point, that's $50 either won or gain. So 3 points, that's $350 in the negative or positive.
Oh shit. Okay, damn.
So you make serious guap with that.
Serious guap.
Yeah, it's too much. That's why you see NQ
The
it's
beast.
$20.
So on the future side, you know how US 30 is the more heavier asset in Forex? Well, in
Yeah.
futures, ES is the heavier asset.
Okay. Interesting.
So you see, okay, so you see how it's saying 0.25
Mm-hmm.
and then divided by 5. So when it goes 1 pip, it equals $20 because it's four ticks
Oh.
in a pip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much. It's so you want one.
Okay,
Yes.
I get it. I get it. Okay. So a situation like that, unless you're dealing with one of them damn prop firms that mark you down on the drawdown too, you're gonna deal with a setup like this one, a break and retest of London, right? Price comes back up to retest London and New York. You start to scale your positions. Maybe you want to just use that one contract because you know you can't add any more. But in the next freaking hour, though, shit goes 500 points. My goodness.
Yeah,
It's
you
20 times 500 points, right? I
yes.
already know the math. It's 10 racks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that one setup because it does that all the time. I'm gonna tell you why this works. The setup works. It's an exchange. It's an exchange and it's a break even for the institutions. Remember, um, let me see if I can break it down and make it simple. Perfect. You guys, you ever go? No, that's not relatable to everybody. Do you ever? Anybody takes the train, or did anybody used to take the bus, or still take the bus?
Yeah, I used to take the bus and the train.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you guys know about the card system?
The
Yeah, like
barter system.
Right. Okay. You give the bus um person a card, or you once you step on the bus, you slide the card in, and you're able to ride the bus. Or if you're taking the train, certain areas, certain stops, you have to put the card in so the bar could go up and you can slide through. It's an
Yes.
exchange. So what institutions do here is they might run the play and move the market like 200 points here from 8:30 to I don't know whatever time. But when they pull back here, they're resetting the price at the best fill for the next institution. Or sometimes it's the same institution, but a different headquarter location that's running that play right here again. I think sometimes you guys don't realize how much money they have. JP Morgan can bring the price back right here because they're also one out of three other institutions that moved the price here. And they need to reset the price back here again because that transaction also takes care of having to sell to others to satisfy that order. Okay? So what I mean by that is I just want to make it so simple that you guys understand why the setup works. When we are retesting, when the market is retesting the market open, this is where the transaction and exchange for the day is in the beginning. So then every billions of dollars of orders have to come right back here because that's what price is being asked for. And they're bidding on that price. It's just like you go to a supermarket and the price for mangoes is $2.50. So if you pulled up at 9 and there's a whole bunch of people that came and bought the mangoes and it's off stock and they tell you come back at 12 p.m., we're going to restock. And you're going to pull up at 12 p.m. and the mangoes are going to be there for that price. But then if the mangoes price goes up, less people start to pull up. But they know every Sunday at 9 in the morning, price will go right back to $2.50. Then the droves will still come back at that time for the exchange to happen. You get it?
Yes.
Please tell me that makes so much sense. Please tell me if it does for you.
Yes, I got it.
So then, since this is not just regular merchants we're talking about the institutions have to like make the money, and also another institution has to buy it back to close them out. And then there are different traders trading the same funds for those big conglomerates. JP Morgan has an office in London and New York. So if these guys have, let's say, 50 billion assets under management, they can bring back price, but also for them to bring back price to the same area, they're going to have to be like, yo, Charles Schwab, I need y'all to buy me in at that price. And then you're going to exit out right above me so you can break even so we can move it back down south. All right, bet. When we doing that? All right, 8:45, let's do that and then bring it right back to the point of interest. Let's bring it back to the meeting place. The point of return. Where? 41,134. I'm going to fill you at 41,147 so you can make some money above that purchase, and then we're going to dump it right there. We're going to sell all the contracts there so that way our customers' orders can be filled, and so that way we can also make some money for the other departments of wealth management. So that's why that setup works, because we understand that there's money conversations and exchanges happening at that time because they need to be very structured and disciplined on where they move this market for the day. They have orders and tasks. Okay? So that's why a setup like that is very powerful. I started to understand. I'm like, hold on, why y'all coming right back to the market open at 12 p.m.? Imagine everybody takes a break and they're like, we start back up at 12:45. Where are we going to start back up at? It's going to be a point of return. So they come right back at 9:30, open at 12:30 to continue the job. So that's why setups like that is important. Price comes back to yesterday's point of return. That is a high quality setup, and you can hold that trade for the next 3 to 4 hours. So when you start to see that this setup really works, then you can entertain something like this, knowing what the risk is for the day two for you. If price goes above that high, what are you losing? If you're gonna risk $5, which is basically $20. So if 100 point stop loss is your risk, then you're practically about to lose 2 bands, right? 2 bands, yes. Somebody please help me on that.
Okay, wait, go back to it because I think I said that backwards. Go back to it. Go back.
Yeah.
Go back.
If you put in a CME contract or E-mini contract
Yes.
and it's worth the $5 and you said it's 0.25 for 0.25 points. So by the time this thing, if you put in your stop loss 120 points away and you have, I don't know, a 50K account, how much are you risking?
20
20,
times 120,
right?
42, 24,
2,400.
I mean. Yeah.
But if you have a 50K account, or maybe you're up 6K for the week, can you afford that loss?
No, you should never trade the E-mini as if you have a 50K account. Even if you have a 100K account, don't trade it.
Okay. Why wouldn't
Go
you?
to the micro.
Because that's a 2.4 loss, right?
Yes.
2.4% loss. What is the maximum loss for the day?
3,000.
Mm,
On the account I'm on the 100K account I'm on, it's 3,000.
okay. So that means that is no matter how much money we could make, we can't use that one. And we're
Right.
gonna go back to the broke side and be humble.
Yeah.
It's the safe side.
It's the safe side. But there's still
Mhm.
money to be made with that same concept. So now we're
Yep.
back to here, right? How
No,
much
go to
money
it's
will
the
be?
one down, the next one down, the M and Q. Yep.
So Hans, I forgot to tell you,
Oh no, there's more disclaimers.
10 of the micros equal one mini. So 10 contracts of the micro equals one of those big ones. Just keep that in mind.
So
Hold
right,
on, I
yeah.
gotta
So right now
process.
we're on M and
Oh
Q.
yeah. Yes, bro. That makes sense. Yes, yes. It's kind of like a one lot is worth 10 lots.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could take
Okay.
some contracts off the table.
Yeah. So meaning that risk would be just $240 using this one.
No, the next one down.
The next one down.
Yes.
Okay. So with 120 point stop loss, this right here would be worth, do the math for me.
It's gonna be so that's 0.25 of one tick is 50 cents. So one whole tick, that's what I said backwards. One whole tick equals $2. So that'd be $2 times 120.
Exactly. Okay, $200. Ah,
$2
$2 times
times
120 equals 240. Yeah,
240.
exactly. All right, perfect. So now we know what trade we would take, what setup we would use, and what risk we would take should we have to put the stop loss a good 105 points above, just to give this thing breathing room, just so this can happen in 2 hours. And now we have 2 times 600, and there goes your bread. That's a great day on a smaller account. Great day. So you see, that's how we would have to run the playbook, and we'd have to be patient about it. And we can't over leverage because you see how much precision that is involved. Not just precision, it's like you have to be very selective so it can work. So, and because it's a very selective thing that we all have to do, Andreas, no, you know this doesn't happen every day, brother. Not with the wishful thinking. But it's funny you say that because my next statement that I was going to say is it is very clear that the setups that we need to rely on are the setups that happen more often so it can be easier on our part. Right, guys?
Correct.
Correct.
Right, right.
Okay. All right, Steven. Have a good day. So that's why I say trade the previous day retest, trade the market open retest, trade a Monday that's retesting Friday's highs and can't go higher than that. And then by 11 it starts to dwindle down. Those setups happen at least 3 times a week. It don't happen every day, like Andreas says, but it'll happen at least 3 times a week. Because a Thursday will retest a Wednesday. A Wednesday will sometimes retest a Tuesday, and sometimes a Monday will retest a Friday or last Thursday. That's 3 setups. And if you're not seeing it like that, New York will retest a London. And if we're not seeing that, there might be a breaker block there, or there might be 11 retesting the market open 9:30. That's like 5 setups that you can understand and be like, yo, I got to make a decision in which one of them. So this weekend, I want y'all to take your time and go and back test these setups and be like, okay, what will I do in this scenario? What contract size will I do then? How far will I realistically put the stop loss? And how long can I hold on to these positions and see good profit? That's how you will win. Is this making sense to y'all? Is this making you feel like we have a plan in motion?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I hope that significantly decreases the disease of over leveraging. It doesn't work. And sometimes you wish you could get out of that problem, but you didn't have a set plan that will work. So you just stick with the one that you know doesn't work, but that's all you know. But now that you know better, what you should gonna do?
Do better.
No, I hope so. All right. So now, what's going on today, guys? Since everybody wants to know, this price is not good enough for us to trade yet. It's 9:53, and it looks like price wants to pull back in. Yes, I know as a trader, you feel like, damn, 1,300 points, Hans, and we didn't eat none of it. Hey, I wasn't up. Most of y'all wasn't up. And even if you were up, that wasn't a setup that you were familiar with, so you didn't trade and you felt hesitant. I'm hoping price pulls back to London's highs for, and if that's what happens, then I could consider taking a sell. But as far as that, I feel like I'd rather let the market do what it needs to for today. So Monday, I can see if we can trade it back to the Friday low that the Friday highs that it dumped from, because that happens a lot on Mondays. You missed out on Friday's move, and then next thing you know, just like this one right here, I did not catch all this right here. We talked about it Friday, March 28th. But you know what I appreciated about Monday? I woke up, I saw that they swept at 9:30. They swept London. Then they broke structure and they pulled back somewhere around here by 11. I'm like, oh, well, they might not pull back all the way like Sebastian would want it. But if I scale the smaller positions, I know the direction until 12 will still be heading that way. Even if they pull back, that shouldn't bother me too much. In fact, that will activate what I said in the beginning for me to want to get in, right? I'll add another position. But if they don't do that, they have no choice to keep going up. I'ma still win anyway. Do you see the reverse psychology? price swept the lows of London, and we had all this Friday sell-off going on last Friday. And I was like, okay, well, if price sweeps the London of last week and breaks and retest by 11, I know price will internally fill this area here. By 12:30, I should be deep in profit heading back towards the supply, because that's what internal structures do. And this is why, like, sometimes if it's a Friday and I didn't eat everything that I could, I'm like, it's cool. I don't trade Mondays with me. I know some Monday setups will correlate with Friday, and that's when I will trade a Monday. I know that I will trade Fridays if I see prices retesting Thursday or London's highs, or Thursday's lows, or it swept London last night and New York, and they're breaking and retesting, or the sooner they're retesting London's floor, I'm starting to scale in with my stop loss below London. And I have about 2 hours in front of me for price to do what it needs to do. That's how you can trade any days as long as the setup is there. Make sense?
Yes.
I need all 23 people to be engaged with this response. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
Makes
yeah.
sense.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, yes.
Yes, Captain.
Yeah, I don't
So,
want y'all to be
so,
caught up being at
Yeah,
church and
yeah,
not
yeah.
getting the message.
Captain.
so Hans, when I'm like this past Monday, that test of or that break of the London low, that sweep, I actually went in.
Oh
I went in for a
yeah,
sell right there,
you went
and
into sell. Yeah, bro. It looked a little confusing at first, but that breaking retest, bro, it's like you gotta look at what Friday did, and if they refuse by 11 to go lower than the demand, you're gonna have to like switch up the bias.
mm,
Yeah. I be giving the market till a certain time. Like, bro, you got till 11. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, okay. And it's because I've been trading this setup. I remember in 2023, Jaquel caught on game, and I was in Tallahassee, and we were doing a whole webinar. And we caught like 400 points on Nas. And it was because Friday sold, and we pulled up on Monday. And I'm like, guys, if price sold, right? My bad. Sold, and then it's failing to break below, and it instead breaks and retests inside. From here, they failed to break below. Instead, they break past the lower high, pull back in, take that buy. They're going right back to where they came from. That's internal structure right there. On top of that, they bounced off of like Friday, March 14th, the man. That's why I was like, yeah, they're not going to sell yet. They're going to buy back. And I have till 11 a.m. to see if that's true. And I'm going to take the trade with good risk. This is all me breaking down the skepticisms in my mind of what if we risk properly then? What is you talking about? Like, why are we trying to add extra what ifs? Let's add a FIFO instead with good risk.
so let me ask you this: then the times that you might have actually sold, like as soon as it broke, because there's traders out there that do that. As
Come
soon
on,
as it
bro.
break, they trade it. But the
Fam,
times that you
that
have done
trader
that,
you talking about is you assuming that you're justifying that there are others doing it like you. That's not a good setup though. It's a good risk, but it's a gamble. We don't do that. Don't do the riskier thing in justifying it that there's a trader that lost today too, fam. That's not a setup. That's just a good risk. it's a good chance. And it's a great chance that you'll probably get clapped or you got away with it. We can't just be our strategy can't be the breakout that we got away with. Like, oh boy, I tell you, man, man, I took it, man. Okay, that's good. But that's not a sustainable system. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I
By
do
the
too.
time you don't even know where that joint is going, and you don't even know how long you should even scalp this joint. That's the problem. Then now you have another problem. Should have held longer. You didn't even know if you should have held longer. You don't
Yeah.
have the back tested data to say you should have held that trade for 2 hours. Now you have all this frustration inside. So when it's time for you to hold a trade longer, you couldn't because your mind is like, bro, remember what happened last time when you held longer? Yeah, we can't do that. But now we're trying to hold longer though. So how can we do that? With trades that have proven that you can hold them longer. That's why it's hard for y'all to accept that you can hold this trade for 3 hours. Yeah, Hans, but last time, yeah, because you were trading a trade setup that you had no data of, or in your right mind want to hold that trade for 3 hours because you knew what happened last time. Your mind is trying to protect you from losses. And that's not how you're gonna break out of certain situations to hold. Like I'm mad I had some by 3:40, 3:20 p.m. I actually took another trade right here. And then I went to go eat. Now the plan, half of the plan was to hold until the next day. But I'm not gonna lie. 35 minutes into that trade, I saw good profit. I wanted to end it in the positives. In the positives, I closed. I regret it, bruh, because I opened $4, two positions of $2, and the plan was to hold for the next up until the next day at 7 a.m. I would have been waking up telling y'all how much I caught this whole drop, and y'all would have been sick of me because I'm like, guys, I'm up 5 bands for the week. What's $400 of a risk or $500 of a risk? Which means every $2 here, I could have put a, let me do the math. $500 divided by $2. That means I could have had a stop loss of no, 125 points. And that would have been more than enough. By the time this thing would have to go all the way to 125 points, there's not even it shouldn't even be the case for them to pull back. And if they do, I would have lost $500. I had the whole plan mapped out. But did I hold? No. The soon as I saw profit after 30 minutes, I'm like, yeah, nah, bro. I don't want spreads to open or Trump to say something and market just freaking goes 3,000 points up. It was unfamiliar territory. And now all I have to do is take a screenshot and say, Hans, next time, go with the risk that you plan and hold for the next day, bro. Best case scenario, your $500 loss happens. That was calculated. You feel me? That's how I got to go about situations like that. And then I take notes and I challenge myself to prove to me that I will do it and not just put myself in some false hope mindset. But you can't even start thinking like that if all your strategy is based on and getting lucky off some breakout that you didn't even study. How would you be prepared for something you never even experienced?
All right, let me ask you this too. Can you scroll over to the left on that US 30?
Yeah.
Because to me, breakouts are annoying for real, man. I've lost a lot of money on breakouts.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so that retest on that Monday, if it like even right here. So if we're looking right here, that's a demand right there.
What
That you just drew that green at.
That's August 2024's demand right there. That's the
So
only demand that could save us. If this thing goes even further, oh my God.
if it breaks below that, and obviously we're looking for sales. If it breaks below it, candle closes below it, we'll be looking for sales. Is that right? Or
Yeah, bro. Especially with US 30, that could be the sweep of old month lows and they start to rally. Nah, fam. Let me tell you when you actually take sales, fam. If it breaks below, wait for an internal structure break and retest on a lower time frame to take buys. And when it finds a way to make a lower high, then you take the sell. You're gonna have to sit back and wait for that to happen because, bruh, that breakout sell and you get in the sells is always gonna have you sitting on a hot seat. Hot potato. Ah, don't know shit. Ah, should I close? Damn, it's in profit. Okay, let me let it happen. Oh, damn, it pulled back. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's not a good strategy. You're gonna have to wait for it to break, retest, solidify. That's why, again, the previous day retest, the previous session retest or failure swing high or sweep of the London. You ever seen the market pull back by 11? It happened yesterday. You remember when Alice was like, yes, it's pulling back. I think it pulled back right here and it swept London. She said, without a shadow of a doubt, she didn't even think it. I feel like she even said it in her sleep. She could have. She said, yes, the market pulled back. Now you can take the sell. She did not even hesitate. And I said, yes, you're right, because that would be the time you get in your sell after it retests the market, the pre-market 830 or the 930 highs, or by 11, it's literally just retesting inside the structure. Like here, by 12:30, price came right back here and retested 10 a.m., 9:45, 9:30. This is when you get into your sell and you put your stop loss above the market open highs. And then you give it time to do what it does. So if you're going to be sitting here taking a trade where price breaks out to the low like it did here, they're going to catch you slipping every time, bro. Because they pull it back in. As soon as they grab liquidity, that's called sell side liquidity grab. Correct, Twan? SB?
Absolutely, man.
Okay. The sequences
For
are
sure.
there. We just got to know when to do it, when to catch it, when to enter. Some of y'all some of y'all get in trades at the wrong sequence because y'all be learning breakout strategies and it'll work for an instant.
I just said,
You just said that?
no, not that one. I was saying that US 30 is gonna buy a sell where price is not gonna go higher than that.
Right. So now it's 10:09 and price pulled back right here. And what does right here so happen to be, y'all? Can everybody see it?
that's 6:30.
Yeah. What's that?
6:30 and 8:30 pre-market open,
And what's 6:30 in the morning? What session is that?
London.
Okay. I would take a
London
risk on a trade like that.
retest. New York retest London. You just said it.
I'm telling you, it happens in real time. Now, if price decides to be an asshole and just breaks above even higher, okay, stop loss hit, but look,
Damn.
see? Thank you, Alice.
You're welcome.
So now we seeing it in real time. Market retest London. When market retest London, I will take my trade, bow. I will put my stop loss, bow, and then I will hold my trade for bow, and then bow. That's it. It's a sequence. It's an order of operation. Makes the mindset execution so simple. But you had to see it and be prepared. So that way you getting in right here instead of like, okay, you got in right here. But if we pull the measuring stick, that's already what? 292 points to put your stop loss. It's kind of risky. But you know the gift of seeing something like this? Screenshot it, learn it, prepare for it next time.
So you know what I've been doing, Hans, is looking at the like that 545 area. I'm looking at US 30, and it was at 40,141 at 545. I normally wait for it to hit the top of London when London was just trading by itself, or the bottom of London when London was just trading by itself, no New York session involved mixed with it. And I wait for that retest and take the buy or sell.
Can I?
So I should be looking at the New York open retest.
1 second, bro.
I'm using the sessions indicator to
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. The sessions indicator.
What is 7:30? Can I have the is 7:30 part of a pre-market?
It's part of London, but 8:30 is more like a good precise time.
okay.
8:30, 8:45, because I'll tell you why it works that way. 8:30 is a very important time for banks and institutions. That's where banks are opening. That's where businesses are opening. They have opening hours, and then that's where the first wave of Chicago Board of Trades and Wall Street is like filling in some pre-market orders, even up to the night before. And then by 9:30, bow, everyone else that can participate get to participate. It's like when the event planners plan and everything else before the wedding starts. The blood ready. Is this opening your thoughts into a different understanding?
Yeah, especially that 8:30 game. That's yeah.
And that's why, like, I have to explain this many, 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 many times. But I need y'all to be convinced and understanding of the reasoning behind it so it can make sense for you. Because y'all be hearing this like, damn, bro, that was well thought out. Did you trade it? Nah, I haven't gotten used to it yet. Ah, damn, okay. Andres, is that making sense? Let me ask everybody a question here. Would this be a trade setup that you would aggressively get in at?
Yeah.
The sell?
The setup.
I would say yes.
Yeah, me too.
That's my
Why?
because it's my peanut and butter.
Yeah, exactly. But go a step further. Why would you convince your mind that open up the risk in your mind? Like, it's okay, green light, shoot up the spot.
I would say medium risk because it followed the rules. And like you said, no second guessing, no nothing. It retested London. It's time to go.
Right. And you know where to place your?
Stop loss above those.
Yes, that's the most important. Because if this shit goes south, we got to stop it. You can't
And it was,
convince your mind about risk if you don't have a backup plan or
And
something that's
also,
working.
we had a previous break and retest on the 5 minute.
Yes.
The five
Yes, we
minutes.
did.
And around 6:30 and 8:30 price is those are market open and price was just struggling. So it's better to go with the trend until we see the opposite.
Yes. And is this not an internal structure buy back to the supply?
Yeah.
Okay. I will eat that up every time. And you're right,
If
Christine.
if the sell takes 7:30, because I was asking what is 7:30, because 7:30 is close to important Fibonacci zone. Price just bought back. Maybe that was the first buy to manipulate people, but if it's want to buy, it has to take 7:30. It may buy from there or continue the sell. So that's why I was asking 7:30, what is it? Because from 7:30, price just reversed. And I'm sure people started to buy there from there.
Seven thirty is just part of London. It's not a significant time. You're not gonna find 7:30 every time, but I guarantee you'll see the market retesting at 8:30 many times. 8:30 pre-market, 9:30 market open. It's like asking, what is 9:45? It's part of the New York, but that 9:30 is the opening bell.
Mhm.
You know?
8:30, 9:30, 6:30. Okay.
See? Caesar caught it.
It's such a solid play, man. So like if I was to open that up at when it gets closer to that supply zone, put my SL above like put my SL like 39.7 according to my own comfort zone.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's all sure. Is that price coming back to London and that? Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll be comfortable to put it around 39.7. Now that you comfortable saying that to yourself, you're all right. Now I can't hold on. You, boom. Thing is moving so well in 10 minutes. Yo, Hans, I caught 296 points, bro, in 5 minutes, bro. Oh my God. And I tell hold on, let me be culturally appropriate. And I got into I, I put in the ES. Oh, let me hold $1. You're not going to even want to think that you're capable of getting into some ES trades in your whole entire trading career if you don't know that a setup like that exists. You're always going to be scared. But to actually do something while scared is to make sure there's good risk to reward. Okay, so recap. What did we learn about a setup like this today? Let me see the notes. Let me see the notes. Can't be teaching for free forever, and y'all ain't got no notes.
You said that there is 5 setup happening during the week, and we gotta know them. That's Monday retesting Friday, previous day retest, pre-market open retest, and New York retesting London.
Mm-hmm.
And when we see those setups, we gotta enter, pull the trigger, analyze the market before pulling the trigger and trying to manage the risk.
Correct. Is Alice speaking for everyone?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Don't ask me why didn't I say nothing when I'm making so and so amounts of money. I don't even need to be telling y'all. Y'all should already know. Sometimes I need my own peace of mind, my own focus, and not everybody asking me, is it too late to get in or should I get in now? Like we should already be on the same page because I need to focus on me and mine. And that's what I meant last week or this Sunday about the selfishness. Like, sure, I want to help y'all, but I need to make my money too. If I'm not right within, I can't lead. I'll drown if I'm trying to save everybody. So we need to know the same setups so we can be on the same page. And if you called it, I missed it, sure, I'm happy for you. But I'm not about to try and lead a whole nation of people who weren't even prepared to take that trade and don't know why that trade would work. And we're, the back of your mind is like, yeah, girl, but what if, how do you know? Girl, that might work for Hans, but not you. No, we need to be on the same page. Jaquel called it. You are good. You are good. Jaquel's the queen of music, guys. Clearly, every time I go and say, she's like, is that Jada Kiss? I'm like,
I
ah,
told
damn.
you, I told you when Jaquel, everyone talking and Jaquel is not talking, it means she's cooking some peeps.
You know what this tells me? Jaquel, you are an assassin. You know why I be doing these little music references? Just so I can see how
Sniper.
fast you guys think intrinsically. Like, what is your mind focusing on when you hear a keyword? How quick do you activate when you hear that word? Like, some soldiers from Vietnam are still activated. If you were to say a certain word or a certain frequency, a decibel, they will literally activate. And they have these type of soldiers. I know y'all watch these movies all the time, like Captain America. These things exist. And funny enough, certain words that you've been told in your past is causing you trauma to actually open up when it's time to really do something and activate and get busy.
You know how they say reading is fundamental?
Yeah.
Listening is really fundamental.
Oh
I
God.
feel like a lot of times people in life, they don't really listen. They don't even listen to themselves before they speak. They just blah, blah,
Speak.
blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah. You
It's
got
very
that
important to
gift.
listen.
Say that louder.
It's very important to listen.
Amen.
Become a better communicator.
Woo. Active.
Listener.
Okay.
Is
I'm
that
not
what
about
you
to teach
said?
you guys manipulation, but I think I do a pretty good job of seeding thoughts and information. That's why I'm so good at freestyling, even when I'm speaking. I'm trying to make sure I get to the point with active listening and reasoning skills. Like it has to make sense and the words have to connect. And when it connects, it creates the synapses in your brain that creates new information and it finds different constructs to make sure you are effective. That's all the stuff y'all was reading and learning back in college and high school. We just got to use that skill now. All right. So enough with the over leveraging, enough with the poor planning. And when you are up in equity, scale it down and find that one opportunity to make the trading count. All right. That's what you guys got to do. Okay. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna trade and I'm not in the mood to trade.
Nas also did the same. 8:30 retest and 6:30 retest.
There you go.
Exactly.
I could wake up late.
Exactly the same setup.
See
That's
how
good.
fast I found it?
6:30 and 8:30.
On what time frame?
5 minutes.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. 9:30. Bow, right there. Bow, found it. Retested right there at 10. Can't make this shit up, bro. Where would I put the stop loss? Right above that high. How many points? 75 points. No problem. If I'm risking $300 divided by 75, I needed a $4 trade. Boom. I put 0.40 liquid. Bow. Thing goes up. Oh, shoot. 190 points. I'm good. Done. Don't care what happens next. $750 for the day. I'm good. Great day. That's it. Could I add more? Yeah, sure, because I know that setup. Is this a trade I wouldn't mind putting $8 on? Hell yeah. John is moving 185 points, and I'm like up 1,500. Oh shit, I'm done. So now I don't need y'all to say, oh, where's Antoine? I don't need Antoine to be like, oh, when I grow up, I'm gonna make money. Like, nah. Grow up now. This is the setup.
Took note.
What do you think Jerome is gonna be talking about today?
Man, Jerome feeling that pressure. He probably gonna be like, good afternoon. Given the circumstances of the quantitative easing and you know, the labor markets are nothing. Jerome is feeling the pressure, but he not going to just all of a sudden decrease interest rates. But the way this world is going right now, decreasing interest rates is honestly just going to try and like what? Put a band-aid on a situation that is much more globally uh what's the word?
Out
The
of control.
out of control. Yeah, like
Blow
we have
up.
tariff issues right now. Lowering interest rates doesn't do nothing right now. We need the world to figure out how they're going to make the supply and demand work. It's not a one size fit all answer also. Yeah, it's kind of like um black folks want us to all get along, but we still haven't spoken about the elephants in the room, the incarcerations and you know the sexualizing of certain industries, and it's just so much, right? We can't just have a peace walk or decide to um boycott certain companies and still not deal with the actual problem, which is overspending. So when's the next FOMC?
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, why are you speaking right now, Jerome? Like, you see?
You see how I understand the undertones of your statements? Because I know
Yeah, like
it's the music. Yeah. See what Sugar Daddy talking about.
like you supposed to be chilling on the island right now. Why are you coming to the podium?
Right. Why? But he got to step in and say something. He has to. Okay. May 7th. May 7th. But if shit is getting bad, they're gonna have to bring that joint down. And it looks like, yeah, Japan monetary policies comes before that. Yeah. See, the thing about this economy right now is like it's bad, but there's still good jobs that people are in. It's just now, even if you have good jobs, it's not that you're unemployed. It's just that like, bruh, the economy's and guys, price of stuff is gonna go a little bit higher because of these tariffs, because business owners and manufacturers will have to find and squeeze the price up just so they can stay in business because they can't afford to lose business. So all that pressure is basically going to have them eventually lowering interest rates. And that's kind of the big master plan of what I think Trump wants to do. Remember, when they asked Jerome, yo, are you going to fold if they tell you to step down? He said, no. Hey, he a thug.
Even China this morning, I saw a post saying that uh, what did they say? That they don't want to back down.
Right. But then when shit starts to get crazy, everybody gonna be like, guys, what are we doing? We need harmony.
Oh yeah, I see it right here. It says China imposes 34% tariffs on U.S. import.
See, that's what happens. Like people want you to play ball, but under their terms. So now this world is gonna have to figure. Honestly, it's a big plot, a big plot that's more spiritual than you guys think, because it is definitely a sign when there's a problem that's going to have to be solved. And what happens when all the world say, okay, guys, enough. We need to come together.
Even Africa is asking to come together now.
There needed to be a big problem for the whole world to come together as one world order.
Exactly. I think the reasons we have the leaders we have in the day, especially ours, is just a precursor for the things that's going to happen in the future. God
Yep.
knows. God has it all under control, my man. It's like if you don't know, the world will come to an end one day. So
Man, let me tell y'all, that's a
and then
fact.
yes, sir. And the thing about it is, there'll be an antichrist and antichrists. So if you see it when you know it, get out the way and keep praying. But the thing about it is, you can't stop some things, man. You just gotta let it play and let it run its course because God has it all in control.
Amen. And Tank, I'm glad you was able to come back to the webinar.
You wasn't talking bad about me, was you, man?
I mean, you never know. Find out on the record. Find out on the
Man,
recorded.
I ain't gonna leave unless I have to. But I did come back.
Man, it's love, bro. That's love. But amen to that. But let me be for real with y'all guys. And I was gonna write that yesterday, but I know people would be like, "Hey Hans, you okay?" on social media.
Mhm.
The crazier the world gets, the more I just want to die with God's heavenly peace, because it's not gonna stop getting worse and
No.
worse and worse. There's nothing to stop this, bro.
Mhm.
Get right with God, because the minute they start to upload your consciousness to servers, bruh, will you really be resting in peace? Rest in peace is
Right.
such a slept on statement right now.
We gotta prepare ourselves
Don't
because
take the chip.
I agree with Ernst. I agree. We gotta really prepare because what is coming, if you pray a lot, you can even feel that there is a heaviness on the atmosphere right now, and prophets from everywhere are speaking the same language,
Hmm.
the same language, especially United, USA, and Canada. We gotta prepare. If you're Christian and you're in this Zoom this morning, I know it's not for nothing. This word came out, so you gotta put your life in the right term with God, because I I had a dream and I saw ships coming from the waters, planes crashing, and it was really terrible. So
Hmm.
please, please, I'm begging. You are not praying, start praying, put your life in order, because time is coming, even food, electricity, those things, we will, yeah,
Exactly. I just say, bro, like,
start putting food aside in the storage, extra food, extra water.
Yes, I've already gotten the military meals, the 200 meals. They're in my closet, guys. Order those from Amazon. It's over 200 meals. And then they have these things called life straws where it filters out polluted water. You just drink through that. And then just stock up on um,
Mm-hmm.
those little hydration packets. Just stock up on those. But yeah, that's I can't believe you saying this, Alice, because I got that last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, since last year I was preparing because we just moved. I have to even buy. Since 2 weeks ago, I'm feeling my hair hard. I have to buy things and store it, like to store it. How
Mm-hmm.
do I get things for water, foods, everything? So just prepare yourself. You never know. You never know. Don't take the risk and wait for it to come before you start struggling, especially if you have kids and those things. It's more difficult to handle those situations. So,
Yep. So very, very, very. Nah, USDMXN. That's not something I what's it called? Where are you at USDMXN, bro?
I used to trade it a lot.
2020, right?
Nah, 2024. I was trading it.
Wow.
Only reason why I'm asking about it because these are the kind of setups that I look at. If it's touching the top of London, then I get lost. I ain't gonna lie, man. I get confused. I'm like,
Of
what do
course
I?
you do. You out here with every damn No, bro. It's not. I mean, honestly, USDMXN is a great pair to trade in times like these. But it has to be retesting like a demand zone like this. Like so you could take a really good stab at it. But you're not about to try and trade a pair like that just to like scalp real quick. They already charging you an arm and a leg in spread fees because no one trades it like that on brokers, you know? But as far as the setup, yeah, it looks like 930 was retested. That's a good buy opportunity, sure. But you stop trying to don't be a contrarian and getting in at the wrong sequence because you're late. This is not a good opportunity to take a sell on a trade like that. It should have been the trade that you prepared for it when um it retested, let's say 930 markets open, and then you take a buy, you know? Like you gotta be careful with those low quality counter trades, bro. It might work, but your mind is like, yo, we're everywhere, bro. Like, which one is our setup? I don't know, man. Let's just keep pushing it, see where it goes. Nah, false hope. It's 2025. If you started in 2020, it's 5 years. 5 years, bro. Shit hurts. To finally, as a man, stand in front of people and tell them, yeah, but I put in 5 years and you see the result. You see what we doing now. People will laugh at you in your face. The other day on Monday, I was watching Market Monday and they were saying, oh, you know, Forex is really like impovering the black folks because of all the MLMs and the scams and stuff. And the richest guys that they've brought on their platforms, they don't trade Forex, and you don't hear their story talking about Forex got them here. And they even shouted out Jessica, oh, the only legit trader that we know that actually lives off of trading is Jessica. And when I heard that, I know Christine might have watched this, and I better be somebody else that is living off of this trading thing. But what about y'all? There's people who are laughing at you for years, talking about you say you a trader, but you ain't even got no statements to show you've made withdrawals. When is it gonna be your turn? It better be this year. For real, yo. Like, come on. As a family member, like, I'ma tell y'all, if this ain't working yet, put hella pressure on yourself. The right one this time. Not the bad pressure, the good pressure to be disciplined, to make sure this works, and to make sure you can't do this full time for real. if you don't have the right capital. But man, respect your extra $300, $500 withdrawals, bro. No one is gonna complain if you got $500 to answer some of the problems that you having right now. $1,000, $2,000 payout. You do that every other month. By the time the year ends, you done made an extra 15 to 20K off trading. No one is going to laugh at you anymore. Not even yourself. Take this shit seriously and take out the low quality hanging fruits, bro. It's not going to be sustainable. All right.
All right, all right.
Focus on what works, man.
So based on what I learned today, I'm looking at USD JPY and it's getting ready to touch a demand of 830. That's how I would word it. If it's, I
Say
want to
that
see what you're thinking about.
I bet I got a text message that came in. I didn't hear what you said.
USD JPY is getting ready to test a demand of 830, 8:30 a.m. It's already tested it once,
The man,
twice.
US 30 selling, fam. You don't go just jumping in all the pairs just to see if it's there. Focus on the US 30 and the Nas first, okay? Because were you looking at UJ all week?
No, all right, no,
Exactly.
it's just I'm looking at a 5-minute chart, so no, not really.
Right. Don't just go looking for your scalping strategy methods just to see if it'll satisfy. Because you had to have been locked in with UJ all week, or during the weekend you want to do your back test on other pairs because UJ was buying and I saw Q and them was selling that joint. I mean was buying that joint, and then all of a sudden, I don't know who I saw on Instagram and I noticed like US 30, UJ took a dump. And I'm like, yo, when did it do that? I haven't even traded UJ in a while. But looking at it, we've came from supply zones here. And the best thing I can say about UJ from Thursday to Friday is Friday retested Thursday because they already sold on the first day from Wednesday down to Thursday. And now how am I trading Friday? I'm trying to see on the higher time frame, like a 1 hour, 30 minute, if price will retest the previous day. And they did. And if I was trading London, this would have been a good entry for me. And now that it broke structure and is retesting back, I'm hoping it retests a little bit more. Or if it's right here, I'm gonna add a position for sales and put my stop loss above here or above here. We can't just try and force the strategy just to make it work. You know, you got to do a full breakdown of what's really going on. And the reason why UJ selling this hard is because the dollar is selling very hard. This is a retracement, but them tariffs is putting pressure on the dollar, and that's what's going on. Japanese yen is going crazy. Yep, that's right. Pushing to the upside. So because Japanese yen is dead on bullish, then UJ is and GJ is dead on bearish. You see how I just broke that down? So imagine looking for a strategy when there's a lot more things going on with that Forex pair that you have to be mindful of. Now you're gonna be like, you see, huh? See, this is why I don't jump strategies. Well, yeah, because you didn't realize some asset classes respond better to certain behaviors. And then there are different things going on with currencies right now. So it's not just the strategy. You have to understand the overall circumstances going on. Strength of the dollar, strength of the yen. We're trading GJ, and UJ. Not just the strategy, because it's not just going to pull up at any time. There's some crazy fundamentals going on with those pairs. Now, if somebody is trading fundamentally to have that edge, this is why, like, when you see me focus on fundamentals a lot more, it's because I'm trading currencies too. Because now,
Like you go ride with mommy?
this is why sometimes when I'm recording, I stop it. But if I'm trading currencies and I had that pre-notion that, yo, you should probably trade UJ or GJ because, like, if the dollar is dropping for the next 2 days and such, they might drop 400 points. Then that allows me time to think, so how am I going to scale this to make some big profits off of that situation? I'm like, damn, what if I wanted to have like a 20K day? Whew, heart starts beating. I'm like, but if this market goes 400 points or 400 pips and I need to make 20K, that means what's 20K divided by 40, 400, girl? 50. That means the account has to be on point and I have to scale. Let's say I started scaling 2 lot, 1 lot, 1 lot, 1 lot, 1 lot, 1 lot. Obviously, my whole screen would be filled with positions, but it's because I can tell the range would be a lot more. And by the time in 24 to 48 hours, market moves 400 points, I will then achieve this 20K goal that I would have based on leveraging that circumstances going on. That's why, like I told y'all, it pissed me off last year when somebody was just like, "Oh, I'm wishing 100K day this week for every trader." What? Bro, the preparation and understanding and execution mentality, if you don't have it, you're not making 4 figures. You're not even making 4 figures on these markets because you don't know for sure how you're going to do it. You think young niggas just get up and just kill? No, they plot. That's why they be charging them with double homicide and intent to kill, conspiring to kill. Why you think you want to be a killer on the charts and this is going to happen randomly? It doesn't work that way. So please focus on the pairs that have those setups more easily before you just go and trade the strategy everywhere else. Okay, guys?
Your man is about to be a daddy.
Who?
Die.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
Yo, I'm not shocked. I was like, yo, this girl's trying to secure the bag. As soon as I saw her, for real, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah. Nah, she ain't dumb. She ain't dumb. I hope that slows my.
Hey, today downloads was very powerful. I'm locked in the shower right now, just so y'all know.
Oh, I love that, bro.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's funny. I was too, bro. Power to
love it.
the fresh.
I love it. Now you see why some people would charge 5K or you couldn't even be part of their private mentorship so they can give you that shit. You know how sometimes on the internet people are like, "Oh, well, if you're making that much money, why don't you charge for free?" Or, these people are gatekeeping. Sometimes it's not gatekeeping. It's like, do you know what process of brain training you have to do to teach someone how to be successful and great at this? It takes time, it takes willingness, and it's a process. Do you see how long I've been teaching the same strategies to you guys? And it's like progress, micro progress, gradual progress, and then finally some breakthrough. And y'all still got ways to go. Can't put a price on it sometimes. So, is everybody here in the Discord?
Yes.
Discord.
I don't want to do it.
Not aware of Discord.
I need y'all to do something for me. Number
That's
one,
mhm.
today, I don't need y'all to trade. Don't go and try and catch up on nothing. Go study. I need y'all to write a better plan on how you're going to take advantage of what I just taught you.
Trading plan.
Not just a trading plan, a plan like how will you take certain trades? What will you risk? How will you make your first, second, third payout off these setups? How many times will you see yourself catching these setups? Okay? I need y'all to do that. Secondly, I'm gonna need some testimonials. I haven't asked for it in a long time. I'm rebuilding my brand. There's a lot more people that need me in the space. You guys, I've never charged you much. Well, some of y'all have taken my private mentorship, but I need to start targeting people who actually are on their way to retirement or are retired, or people who actually can take what I'm worth. Cause what I'm teaching right now, I'm at 20K level. I'm at like hedge fund level of like leadership and coaching, performance. And you guys are pretty much my private circle of like folks that I've been really pouring into just so I can go on to higher levels and people who need me and who can afford my service and my time. I'm always going to be pouring into you guys. But I'm saying this to let you know. I'm not saying y'all taking me for granted, but please pretend you paid me $20,000 for the type of mentorship that I'm giving you, so I can see some results, so I can be proud of you, and your circle can be proud of you. Act like you done paid me 20 bands, because that's how I treat you guys. Tony Robbins will charge $20,000 for something like this, and it'll change their life. You think I can pack a $50,000 audience with what I'm telling y'all?
I know you can. That's why I have invested in you. So I hope this isn't for me.
No, I'm saying, guys, take these calls so serious that you are actively writing down notes because you feel like you owe yourself to make back that 20K you just invested.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. I'm gonna do that from now on, man. Today I was expecting to learn from the testimony of your own thought process and your own preaching and the church that you give on these calls. So, but also to wait on a signal. But I'm glad that I joined today's call because this was better than the signal, man. It always is. I can't. I really can't put a number on the value of information that you should be giving on these calls, man.
Thank you, bro. That's all I want. I just want to see y'all succeed, but I don't know how else I'm gonna say it. But I need y'all to really like put that work, that extra work in, that extra accountability. Cause this year, I don't know how much time we have to even have access to money and freedom. It could freeze our assets and that's it. It could freeze the
Let's see.
market and there goes that. You know,
So we don't know what's gonna happen this year. We really don't know.
you got by 2030. Anyways,
Nothing will happen that won't be a part of God's plan. That's for sure.
bro, that's just us saying that because we're fearful of what could happen.
Right.
Israel got enslaved many times. Palestine and all these countries, folks are getting murdered. Kids are getting killed today,
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And it's still part of God's plan.
Yeah. I left you a little inspiration in your chat. There's but two things that you need to remember, and those are the commandments. That's it.
That's it.
Nothing else.
But be ready to die with God in your heart, bro.
You got to have him there.
Death is imminent, bro. And just live like you are immortal, because you are. Your soul is. This
Appreciate you.
You're welcome. All right. Live like legends, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, love, and blessings.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all.
Enjoy your day.
Sure.
Guys,
Happy birthday, Christine.
thank you.
Hey, Christine.
Blessings, all
I'm
of y'all.
coming to eat the cake, Christine.
Amen.
All
Thank
right,
you.
guys.